Hi guys, it's Crystal City, your homestead, and time for supper. So I've been looking for sandwich recipes. I've been looking for summer recipes. I've been looking for fun recipes. Excuse me. And I'm looking for just cheap recipes. So today falls in a couple of them. So the first thing that I'm going to do today is I'm going to take a package of my hamburger. And he did get the older package. It was from last year. So yay for Tom. And you know, if you don't like hamburger, you could always use pork, or you could use chicken or turkey or whatever that you want to use. You don't have to use that. Now this isn't part of the recipe, but I want to do it anyway. So I'm going to use, I think I'll just use that piece right there. I think Sloppy Joe's needs onions. That's just my personal opinion. You don't think so? Don't add them. Look at that. Onion mutated itself to be just perfect, I think, to go add to it. I just think onion, honestly, I don't understand why people don't like them, but they add so much flavor to your food. Like our neighbor in behind, if I have leftovers, if I put onions in it, I don't even call him because he hates onions. It's pretty bad when you get to know the neighbors, what they do and don't like, that will eat your, take leftovers or whatever, or you make them a meal because you know what they do and don't like. So I'm going to add that to the burger as well. But I think it adds a lot of flavor. And of course, I just scrubbed my stove off and I'm dropping stuff on it. Isn't that the way it works? Now, I bought that big thing of strawberries, tomatoes last week from Sam's, and I don't want them to go bad. So we're not going to use a canned vegetable today. We're just going to use sliced tomatoes. And if I have some left, then guess what? I'll have tomato mayo sandwiches tomorrow for lunch. Who knows, maybe I'll even have one for breakfast. I love tomato mayo sandwiches. Love, love, love them. You know, I was watching a program today, and it talked about squirrels, and how it's not love or anything like that, but how they get to know the people around them, and things that they do that shows that they trust you and that they like you. And my squirrel, whenever he looks at me, is proving that he actually does like me and trust me. And remember how I used to tell you guys, I swear he tells every squirrel in the neighborhood about me. And actually, they do. How about that? I never in my life thought that, but this is all scientific things. They do actually tell other animals, including other squirrels, about where they can get food, everything else. And if they'll bury food in front of you, that's another sign of trust. Well, he doesn't scatter when I see him planting food, but he also is planting his food right into my garden. He's Tom found an oak tree starting garden, and it came from a nut that he had buried in there. So must be he trusts me. But look at that plate of tomatoes. Doesn't that look good? Alright, so I'm going to let this hamburger cook up a little bit. They were almost to the park and ride when I got off the phone with them. He was supposed to go over and collect money to do a huge side job where it's all new whatever underneath, and then the furnace and everything. And was supposed to meet the guy after work, and he didn't answer yet, so I told him, well, leave him a message and then come home and eat dinner and then go from there. And he's like, I think I'll do that. The guy has to come up with a lot of money. Not that he's paying Tom a lot of money, but yeah, it's, yeah, a lot of money in parts and stuff. So, yep, that's how that works. So, if he does get it starting next weekend, he'll start doing that. So, it'll take him probably a couple weekends to get it done. I'm trying to think of what they call that underneath. All the new heat ducts and stuff. It needs all new. Alright, so let me get that cooked down and then I'll be back. Might help if I told you guys what we're making. We're making sloppy joes with beans. So, the next thing we're going to do is add a cup of ketchup. Let's scrape that out so we don't waste any ketchup. I'm a ketchup lover, so. There we go. Then we need a can of pork and beans. And you can use any kind you want. It doesn't have to be the expensive. It can be like that one. The unbranded. Anything you want them to be. Then you need, oh, my thing is on a time cruncher again, so I gotta delete some videos. We need 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So there we go with that. And then we want to get all of this mixed together quite nicely. We certainly don't want to bite into a bunch of brown sugar. Actually, I love making sloppy joes with A1 open pit. With open pit and brown sugar. I learned that at a restaurant that I used to cook at, and I really, really do like my sloppy joes made like that. You got a little bit of the ting from the open pit, because you know that you want to use the original. And then the brown sugar gives it a little bit of sweet. So boy, is that good. I took back out that one meal we made out of the freezer because I figured this probably won't be enough for his lunch tomorrow, and he probably doesn't want it on soggy bread. So now it says just to let that simmer so it can thicken up. I also decided, I took a little bite of it, I want to add a little bit of oomph to it, so I'm going to add just a little bit of mustard to it. And for those of you that don't like mustard, I understood, because for a long time, I didn't like mustard either. And actually now, it's not my favorite thing, but I don't mind mustard so bad now. So, that can add a little bit of ting to it if you want to, and you can use whatever kind of mustard you have, the spicy or whatever, but I think it's going to add a great flavor to it. Alright, so basically Tom's around the corner. But I got a gift last night in the from Amazon, and I want to thank Tracy over at Koba's Cattails. And she had said something about the Little House on the Prairie book, and I thought, oh, I would love to have that. Well, that's what she sent me. Thankfully, I hadn't ordered it yet. But I want to go through this and pick out a few, since we've been, you know, kind of going over the old-fashioned stuff, you know, and ways to save money and everything. I think I'd like to find a couple of recipes in there to give a try. So, now we're going to put this together. Turn off my heat. And look how nice and thick that got. So, I think it got really nice and thick. Now this one says you can put it either over bread or cornbread, but it says to butter it either way, so it must be the butter is the secret ingredient. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to butter my bread. Tom should be here in just a few minutes, and I got 8 quarts of strawberries today at Aldi. He's going to bring those in, and I'm going to get them all cut up tomorrow, cleaned up, and put in the freezer for my canning that I'll be doing in July. Alrighty. And believe me, if there's leftovers, Tom will eat them for breakfast. That's what a lot of people, they like. We don't think that breakfast is just breakfast food. Him and I, we've been using up leftovers like that forever. So that's what we do. And if he liked it the first time, he loves it the second. So, so now we're going to take that mixture and we're going to pour it over that bread. Yeah, see, I didn't think there'd be enough for his lunch tomorrow. And I don't think there would be. This smells really good, you guys. It smells really, really good. Alrighty. There's just a little bit left, but that'll be enough for his breakfast. Not enough for lunch, but enough for breakfast. So take a look at that. That looked good. Alrighty. He should be here in just a minute. And then he's going to give it a taste test. We'll meet you at the table. Hi, Tom.
Hello.
How are you?
Just Jim then.
That's called Sloppy Joes with beans.
Know what that tastes like?
Huh?
Sloppy Joe with beans.
Tom's got jokes, huh? You're terrible. You know that, right? So your breakfast will be toast and that over top. And then I got that other meal you can take for lunch. And then if there's leftover tomatoes, I want tomato mayo sandwiches for breakfast.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, we got to use those tomatoes up. I think I got 3 more left.
I'll be sure to eat them up.
You really don't want people to watch me beat you in front of them, do you? It don't matter. There's more out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, how was work today?
Slow.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't get to any layoffs. They always think they're going to put that 3rd shift on there and then lay off a bunch of people. So, let's hope that's not the case. All right.
And you got to train them, so.
Yep. So, winner, Sloppy Joe dinner.
Winner, Sloppy Joe bean dinner.
Yeah, there you go. It tastes like Sloppy Joes with beans. All right. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing. And goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
You guys have a great day.